What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Double J's Garage. It's been a while since I've posted anything. Life has been hectic. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. Yeah, I bought a new project and I'm looking at it right now and I'm super stoked. I've already started digging into it. I'm the worst with filming, but I'm really gonna try and get better with that with this new coming year. But all of that stuff aside, I got a few things I want to say real quick before I reveal this car to you guys. As you guys may or may not know, I sold Alyssa's it's a 96 GSR Integra. We sold it for a good amount of money, and the plan was to buy my right-hand drive Integra back from some people that had it in Washington. But lo and behold, they pulled the carbon fiber hood off, they pulled my nice steering wheel off, and then they're trying to sell it back to me for more than I had sold it for originally. So, long story short, I was gonna buy the car back and then decided that I would take the money that I had gotten from Alyssa's Integra and we buy a few projects, flip them, and if they still had the car when we were all said and done, we'd go ahead and pay what they wanted. But here we are. I picked up the first project car, the first flipper of this little video series, the road to our old right-hand drive Integra, if that is the car that we actually get back. Be great to have it back, but if not, oh well. We still have the EK9 CTR, my tan K24 swapped Integra, the EFA SIR right-hand drive K24 swap CRX, and then gotta buy Alyssa an EG hatch. So regardless, we're gonna get another cool project that we're gonna keep forever out of all of these flips, but that is basically what the plan, the goal is to raise up enough money through flipping cars to buy my old car back and have enough money to put it back to its form that I had it in. Not its original form, but as close to how I had it as possible. But with all that aside, let's get to this car because I'm super stoked on this project and I think you guys are gonna be too. All right, guys, so as you guys just saw, this is the 88 CRX HF project. We're gonna do a quick little walk around. I'm gonna point a few things out that I like and a few things out that I don't like, and then I guess we'll just jump into this build. So for starters, 1988 CRX HF. For those of you who don't know, I can't talk, sorry. The HF model is the lightest of the CRXs. It's like the base model, the economy version of the CRX. So we have got a base model HF CRX with a DA Integra swap, so a B18A1 with a cable trans, so everything dropped right in and functions as it would with the stock swap as far as like the transmission stuff goes. So you guys can see I've got a slew of parts here laying on the ground. Don't mind that manifold. That's something that we have got on our own, but this is the one that came with the car. So one cool thing was car was boosted, came with a full turbo kit. Everything is in working order, so I was very thankful for that. As I'm walking around, we've got like a little eBay strut tower bar, some innovative mounts, which nice mounts. We're missing some lug nuts. What else do I see right off the bat? It looks like we've got a traction bar on here. Looks to be an innovative traction bar. Also, this car has got full exhaust. stoked on that. It's rare to see a turbo car with full exhaust. As I walk around the car, you know, one thing I do notice is all of the trim pieces are there. All of that stuff right there, along with the bottom, which is really cool and rare. Both of the window trim pieces are there. If you have a CRX or you're a CRX enthusiast, you know that those things are more often than not there or in really bad shape. Interior. All right, so I don't know why my camera just shut off, but interior I'd say is like 4 out of 10. It's not the best. It's not complete, obviously, but what is there is in somewhat good shape, so we can work with it. Both front seats. Passenger one is in decent shape, as to be expected. Like most, this one has that normal, you know, bolster tear, but the bolster isn't chunked up too bad, which is nice. So we might be able to sew that and just clean it up a little bit. We do have some of the interior plastics, so that center console garnish and stuff like that is there, so that's cool. Got a little shift knob. The car is on Honda S300 version 1, so we've got a tunable ECU. It's not the best ECU, but it is something that we can throw a tune on and get the car running right. Got a little AEM wideband. I checked it, it does work, thankfully, so that's a nice little plus. Other than that, I really didn't see a whole lot. Now, let's get over to the things that I don't like. Obviously, this windshield being broken. EF windshields are not cheap. They might, I don't know, someone might have come out with like a cheaper replacement, but the last time that I tried to find one, it was really hard and it was pretty expensive. So kind of bummed about that, but we're gonna have to fix that. Another thing that I noticed was we've got a little bit of cancer right here, a little bit of body cancer, a little bit of body rust. So we're gonna have to basically clean that up and do a little bit of rust prevention so it doesn't get any worse, and then we're gonna try and repair that best we can. I also do think that this car was in a rear end collision because of the way that this dent is. Now, I could very well be wrong and it might just need to be pushed out, but I do kind of think that this is from the metal moving forward and causing that to crinkle, but it's really not horrible. You can't tell. When you come around to the back though, you can see that this metal was worked a little bit. Someone straightened it out. It's definitely not OEM, but it's not a huge deal. One more thing that I do like, both of those garnishes are there, which is kind of rare also. But okay, back to the things that I don't like. I don't like that there are some rust spots here and there. The paint's pretty much done. We're gonna have to repaint the car. Don't like that some asshole fucking painted the tip of the fender. I don't understand what that's about. I don't necessarily like the fact that they used a castle nut for that mount, and this one isn't really super tight. They kind of just did some janky sketch stuff to get this thing running, I'm assuming, so that way it would sell. But other than that, you know, I gotta say I'm pleased with the car overall. I think it's gonna be a solid little base. I'm only into the car about $1,500, so once it's all said and done, I think we're gonna make a little bit of cash on this. Even if we sell it for $3,000, we'll be in the money. We'll be in a good spot. But yeah, I think from here, we just need to get the car jacked up so I can check the suspension, see what condition everything is in, and see what needs to be replaced and what doesn't need to be replaced. So without further ado, let's get to it. Guys, remember, straight back. That's how light this thing is. Oh, this is gonna be a fun project. Okay, let's get this thing jacked up. All right, let's get these wheels off. All right, so we got all the wheels off. I'm gonna start walking around the car and checking all of the suspension, ball joints, inner and outer tie rods, etc. I know I said in another clip that these were Type R rear control arms, but I actually don't know that for sure. They very well could just be HF control arms, and this is the style that they used in '88, but wanted to clear that one up really quick just before I got roasted for not knowing what I'm talking about. But yeah, get under here and see what is going on. So it looks like these are actually new. What about the end to the rack? Let me get you guys a flashlight. Oh, okay. And that's the steering rack, and that's the end of the steering rack. Interesting, okay. Well, hopefully it's nothing too bad. So I did see this big oil leak, and I'm very curious as to where it is coming from. Okay. Wherever it's coming from, it's leaking right there. Can't see exactly what's above that. Is that a brake line? Is that brake fluid? Can't tell. I see that it's dripping from somewhere above this cross member, above the steering rack, but I'm not sure where. The sway bar most definitely needs to be, or the end links, sorry, most definitely need to be replaced. It does look like that is a new ball joint. That bracket on that brake line needs to be bolted down, or that could rub and puncture. Bushings, not completely horrible, but not great. The lower ball joint looks to be new, or newer. Let's see what else we got down here. Okay. That one looks like it's seen better days. See, I noticed there was a brake line in the rear. I wonder if that's for this side. I don't see anything that's showing that it's bad, but it was back there, so I'm curious why. No cotter pin there. Yeah, we've definitely got some fluid leaking. I just don't know exactly where it's coming from. So we'll see if we can address that. But it actually really doesn't look too bad down here. I don't know if I'm gonna need a whole lot. The rubber on this upper ball joint really doesn't look bad. God, these stupid glasses. Rubber on these top ball joints really don't look too bad. They don't look to be in horrible shape. Honestly, dude, I think this is a new upper control arm. I think whoever had this car before me replaced it. So that's good. Pads are brand new. Dude, this stuff isn't in bad shape, actually. Let's see if we walk around over here. Don't know. Maybe it's, the brakes feel kind of squishy. Maybe it's that brake line that's like leaking or something. I don't know. Yeah, that's definitely a new line there. I bet you that is brake fluid, and that is why there's the brakes were feeling a little spongy, but there's plenty of fluid in the reservoir. Reservoir's not low. I don't know, that's interesting. I can't see anything right off the rip, but we'll keep looking. We'll see if we can find anything else. But I don't know, the suspension is not completely trashed, so that's promising. That makes me feel really good. But there's still some other stuff that we need to check. We need to unbolt that battery tie-down box. We just need to clean out the interior of this car. I think that's what we're gonna do. We'll just clean it out, and then we'll really start digging into everything and trying to see what's what. But yeah, we also got to pull the manifold back off and start grinding some of those welds down and see if we can't patch that up. We got a lot of work to do, but I'm excited. Let's get to it. All right, guys, so we did a bunch of welding. As you guys saw, did our best to fix the manifold, grinded it down. Now, I am not a welder, but they didn't like flake off when I hit them with the grinder. They actually stuck, and they seem to have penetrated pretty deep, so I'm stoked on that. As long as it works, I do not care. But another thing that I have figured out, I didn't think about this, but I'm gonna have to flip that flange because I had to reclock the turbo because now it's sitting on the top instead of the bottom. So we had to reclock the hot side of the turbo. And now we're gonna have to flip this flange to go, well, can't really go anywhere. Where are we gonna go? Got a radiator. We've got that wastegate, which is going to bolt onto we're gonna have a 44 millimeter to 2-bolt adapter with a V-band in the middle. So we'll have a little adapter that I assume is gonna be like, a couple of inches long. And then we're gonna have our wastegate that's gonna go somewhere around there. So we're not gonna have room for that 3-inch or 2.5-inch exhaust pipe to go down and through there. So we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do with the exhaust. More than likely, we'll cut this flange off, put it on here, and then just maybe route something, I don't know, over there, out the fender. Obviously, we'll have to do something with the radiator. Whoops. Obviously, we'll have to do something with the radiator. This is kind of a common thing for the EFs to have the radiator angled like this, but maybe we'll, I don't know, do some sort of tuck setup. We'll tuck it somewhere. Or get a smaller one in general and just see if we can't make something else work. But definitely want to steer clear of the hood exit if I can, if possible, but I don't know if that's going to be possible with the limited space that we've got. These EFs are really, really tight in the engine bay. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. I really appreciate you guys for watching. This is the new shop project, so I'm stoked on it. I really can't wait to start getting into the tuning aspect of things and to see if we can make this thing run a little bit better. But all that aside, again, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.